Welcome back to NESN Bets Kickoff here inside the PNC studios. Travis Thomas with my main man, Sam Panayotovich, and Sammy P. You know, Patriots in Vegas taking on the Raiders. Pats, short dogs here. What's the play for this one?
Let me start by saying that I thought coming into the season, under 7.5 wins was such a good bet.
Okay.
I thought the team was weak at quarterback, O-line, receiver. I didn't think it was a good team. And yet, I am dumb enough to have bet them the last 2 weeks. And they've lost 72-3 combined. So maybe I'm a little off here, a little off center. But I'm not laying 3 points with the Raiders. It ain't happening.
Why?
Because they're not even good.
I mean, I can't argue that, Sammy, but we can't argue the Patriots are any good. You just gave the score for the last 2 weeks against the opposition. Are you going to make a case the Patriots are good?
I feel like this game should be a pick'em. I don't give Vegas any home field. I think that Bill knows Jimmy Garoppolo very well. Jimmy has also not been that great, and the Raiders have sort of been lucky to get to the win total that they're currently at. I mean, they should have lost to the Packers last week. Josh McDaniels is kicking field goals down 8 with like 3 minutes to go. You know, if there's one game that old Bill can rally up the troops, it would be this one. And I feel like because of how New England played the last 2 weeks, nobody wants to bet them here and everybody wants to bet the Raiders. So it's sort of like a contrarian fade. I'm going to ride this thing down to the rim on New England and take 3.
I understand. Listen, you make a compelling case that the game should be a pick'em. I'll agree with you there. I'll also agree with you, Jimmy G and McDaniels, it should be advantage Belichick. I mean, who knows how to game plan defensively against Jimmy G more than Bill Belichick? And who knows what Josh McDaniels and his coaching staff wants to do offensively in this game more than Bill Belichick. So I agree with you there. Here's where we disagree, and I have to go on a different path. I just can't, with a right mind. And Sammy P., you've known me for years. You know damn well I'm crazy. But I just can't bring myself to bet on the Patriots right now. They are playing awful football. I hear you on the home field, and you're not really giving the Raiders much. Again, that's why I agree with you. Maybe it should be a pick'em. But hell, for the sake of convo, even if it's a pick'em, I'm going to pick on the side of the Raiders because the Patriots, not because the Raiders are great, because the Patriots have not shown enough in recent weeks to make me believe in them. I think they've lost confidence, specifically Mac Jones, who we'll get into at player props here. I mean, I can't wait to tell you how anemic these numbers are, but I just don't think this Patriots team is playing with any juice, Sammy P.
I see the number on Mac, just under 200 for the passing yards. And, a lot of NFL insiders are saying that Mac has a short leash today. And they just gave Malik Cunningham the bag.
Right.
And you know what? They might want to just try that and see what happens. I don't know that that's the answer, big picture, but this team needs a jolt. Yes. Frankenstein needs to get off the table and get outside. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
I think if you want to go Lamar Jackson and put a mobile quarterback back there and have him run around and set things up that way, because this offense is slow, stale. It's the bread your grandma used to leave out on the counter for a week.
Gross.
And it turns blue. Like, that's what the Patriots offense is right now. So that being said, why don't we just take Mac Jones under 196.5 or 198.5, whatever number you have in front of you? I'd go under all the numbers.
Yeah.
And hope that he gets benched early. Like, that's really where we're at. We're rooting on the quarterback to get benched again. But I'm not going over on the passing number. No shot.
Listen, bro, I'll do you one better. Not only would I'm not betting anything, Mac Jones. I'm not betting anything Patriots prop-wise. I mean, Zeke Elliott has a low number for rushing yards, 28.5. Ramondre, 50.5 rushing yards. Kendrick Bourne, 36.5 receiving. Devontae Parker, 35.5. These are all numbers you could talk yourself into going over for because they're set so low, but I just can't do it because of how bad this offense is. And in fact, if you go your route and you're betting under on Mac Jones's numbers, you're really betting that he gets benched today, as you said. I don't care if it's Zappe or Cunningham. I agree with you in terms of, listen, somebody's got to provide a spark for this offense, and neither one of us, it sounds like, believes that it's Mac Jones. Mac Jones to throw a pick is a juicy play, minus 135, minus 140, depending where you shop. I would probably look into that. But we're on opposite sides of this. You're going Patriots. I'm going Raiders. What about the total? 41.5. You have any leans there? I'm leaning under.
It's so low. And look, the Raiders are very bad defensively. Like, they are nothing special. They let you run. They let you sort of dink and dunk. And they do give up, like, home run plays. Like, they have Max Crosby and 10 other guys.
Right.
That's what one scout told me last week. Like, yeah, they have Max, but they don't have much else. And I know the Patriots have gone under in every game from the opening number. I know that first week game we talk about, the Philly game closed 44, landed 45, but it opened 45.5. So it's 5-0 to the under, and these numbers just keep crawling down. But the Raiders are not good defensively. And look, we just watched the Patriots get gashed in 2 straight weeks.
Right.
Not to mention no Matt Judon and no Christian Gonzalez. And Patriots fans are like, oh, well, Bill will figure it out. Yeah, right. They just lost, what, 34-0? Yeah, Bill will figure it out. I think the Raiders, though, they don't have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. And I'm going to take Jimmy's interception prop. Let me raise the Mac Jones interception prop and take Jimmy's. Jimmy's going to throw a pick because Jimmy throws picks.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Listen, unless Bill can get out of there, tackle, cover, strip sack somebody, there's only but so much he can do. Let's run through these other games quickly. Eagles, Jets. Eagles favored by 6.5. I mean, I'm laying the points here. The Jets have been playing well, Sammy P., but there are levels to this. The Eagles are on a different level than the Jets, yes?
Eagles have some injuries on the defensive line, and when this thing got to 7, we saw it get sort of hit, right? Wise guys took 7 with the Jets, and that's a nice number to get with a home dog that has a pretty good defense. I think this is a really interesting total at 42.5. Lean under there. I think the Jets can sort of control the line of scrimmage on D, which will make things difficult on Jalen Hurts. Like 21-17 type game. So I lean under at 42.5. You could find a 43 at DraftKings, a 43 at FanDuel. I don't think the under is a bad move. No feel on the side, man. I would have probably taken a full 7, but I'm not taking 6.5 because Philly could easily win 24-17, and then I'm going to get hooked. And right. I think it's very important. If you like the dog, you can't take 6.5 when you could have taken 7. That's the worst move in the NFL. When you're taking 6.5 on Sunday, when you could have got a 7.
You always preach about these key numbers. Lions, Buccaneers. Lions favored by 3. Total in that one, 42.5. I think I'm laying it with the Lions. I tell you every week, the more I watch them play, the more I believe in them. Not only in this game, I think they could come out of the NFC. I like how they can beat you in a multitude of ways. They can run the ball. We know Jared Goff is a big game quarterback. They can sling it. They have weapons for him. Dan Campbell's starting to grow on me as a coach, and the defense is playing better. I'm laying the points with the Lions. What say you?
The bartender loves the Lions. Which should pause everybody because he is 40% in the NFL in the last 3 seasons. He texted me on Thursday, I don't see how the Lions don't cover.
Oh, no.
And I said, well, the Lions are not going to cover now because he dropped in and just mushed them. That said, this is a weird spot. Like this line opened 3. And look, Detroit is a better football team. Detroit has a better future. Detroit has a higher ceiling. But the NFL is stupid sometimes. Like teams go into weird spots and they lose. Yeah. I mean, I think the fact that this thing has sat at 3 all week and not moved, never went to 3.5, never went to 4, despite 70, 80% of the tickets on the Lions. Right. This is a public play. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to win. But when he said he doesn't see how the Lions don't cover, I knew they were cooked. I knew it on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, listen, by the way, if you're crazy enough, Bucks on that money line, plus 140, not a bad price if you think this could be a game. Cardinals, Rams favored by a touchdown here, favored by 7. Total 47.5 in this one. Not going to overthink it. I like Cooper Kupp being back in that lineup. By the way, his player props, 85.5 receiving yards for him. I would go over that. And I would lay the points with the Rams. I like what I'm seeing from them. I don't know if I trust them, Sammy P, big picture moving forward, but certainly in this matchup against the Cardinals, I feel comfortable laying the points with the Rams.
I'm not going to overthink it either. I'll go over 47.5.
Yep.
I think the Cardinals are clearly, like, they're finding ways to put points on the board. They've scored against a lot of good teams. Like, they scored against Dallas, for crying out loud. And Dallas has a pretty decent defense. So I think Josh Dobbs is sort of, I don't want to say he's an everyday starter going forward, but at least he can change things up. And I think that's what the Patriots need. They need somebody that can move outside the pocket. I think the Rams, too, with Kupp on one side and Puka Nacua on the other, that gives Matt Stafford plenty of time to decide. We know he's a very good, efficient, accurate quarterback. Right. Hit these big plays down the field, and they can run the ball, too. I mean, people were down on the Rams this year. Oh, that's a 4-win team. That's a 5-win team. And I guess that could technically still be true, but this team won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and they have a lot of those offensive weapons still in play. Yep. I'm going to go over 47.5. Give me like a 28-24 final or 28-21, whatever. Get me over 47.5.
Yeah, it's me. I'm people that thought they would win 4 or 5 games this season. I was completely wrong. I think they will go over that number, and I got to give credit to Sean McVay here. All right, that's a wrap for us here on NESN Bets Kickoff for Travis Thomas and Sam Panayotovich. However, we will be back because we've been waiting all day for Sunday night. We'll be back at 7 to preview tonight's game. Roll with us then. Peace.